All right. Well, I think we're good. Are we good? Um, I take it. I take it that we're live and no one's here, which is fine. That's fine. That's just fine. Yeah, literally no one. No one is around right now to see this. So hello. No. Oh, nope. Somebody is here. Nope. Somebody is here. Okay. Whew, thank God. I thought I was talking to my self then. Yeah, it's been ages. I think it's been absolutely forever. Like, how you doing, man? It's just it feels like a lifetime since I've seen you. Oh my god, we got 7 people in here already. Okay, um, all right, we got Let's Go Anime, Adzinko, Atomize, and Stripey Scarf in the chat. How are you guys all doing this evening? I'm not doing too bad. You will notice that I'm at a slightly different angle visually, and there is a reason for that, which I will get into in due time. But I want to get a few more people in. So if you've just joined, be sure to share the stream around. I don't think the Discords have been notified, so if anyone here is a mod in the Discord, could you make sure that that happens? You do know. You do know in Willog's vid it contradicts itself. Which Willog's vid? The Cynical Who one? The worst video on the Tharries channel? Did you just say hi backwards, Stripey Scarf Guy? I respect it. I respect the I guess the fact that you want to be different. That's fine. Yeah. So this is kind of strange. Um, there's no ping. Why is there? Literally, I give you guys one job. Adzinko, are you a moderator? Let me double check. Are you a moderator? Yes, you are. Okay, just do me a favor at the Discords. Yeah, yes, please. Thank you. Because we are currently dropping views because I'm trying to get my shit together. Um, but yeah, how are you guys all doing on this fine? What is it? What day are we today? Thursday? Yeah, how are you guys all doing on this fine Thursday evening? It says you love the 13th Doctor and that you smashed your computer because you're staying. That was a joke in the video. Let's go animate. That was a joke for a video. But part of it wasn't a joke because this computer has been having technical difficulties. I've managed to get some things up and running, but that part wasn't a joke about the computer being kind of dead, which is why I had Cynical fill in to do a video. But the bits about it being about Jodie Whittaker was yeah, that was for a joke. But yeah, if you guys are on and haven't liked the stream already, please could you do that? I'd be ever so grateful. Hi Supreme Dalek, how are you? I'm fine. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. I've just had my last day of sixth form ahead of the 2 week Welsh lockdown that we've got going on. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I don't know what I'm meant to. And I was commenting on that video. Well, like for some of it I wasn't, some of it was cynical. Like the community post that was like all cynical. Thank you, Stripey Scarf, I appreciate that. Yeah, cynical did the community post saying Tom smells. Most of the comments on that video were mine though. So yeah, that's a little bit of fun Tharries trivia for you. Huge thank you. I just want to say this now because I'm not going to get a chance to say it again. During the time that my PC, well, my PC is still sort of, alive, but it's not great. But we've had some support from Canendo. Huge thank you to him. Sixth form awesome. I'm in university at. I can't say Welsh names even though I'm Welsh. It's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Glyndor University in Wrexham. Very cool. I've actually been picking out universities recently, as in where to go. Currently looking at Cardiff, Met, Aberystwyth, and Swansea. Those are like the three front runners right about now. So yeah, once we get a few more people in, I'll sort of start this ball rolling with the controversial opinions. For the new people, if you guys could like the stream, be ever so grateful. Time to give an unpopular opinion. Go for it, Milan. Cynical Who? You mean thank you for me for keeping your channel running for 4 hours? Yeah, you did a good job. Like, I wouldn't let you have the reins for any longer than that, personally. But, yeah. You did amicably in the circumstances, it has to be said. But yeah, so I'm just slagging off Cynical at this point, which is I think the highlight of any stream. But Doctor Who controversial opinions. Now there was this. What inspired me to do this video was I got a comment recently. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not have seen it, on my Doctor Who Series 13 teaser trailer that basically said, "Oh, now you're supporting this, make up your mind." And I just wanted to clarify what my actual opinions on Doctor Who were, so that way, if ever it looks like I contradict them, which I haven't, like in the case of the trailer, it was literally just, I wanted to make a trailer video because I couldn't really record anything with the voice. There is literally not a towel in here. There's like literally not. Cynical. But I have got a new door. Look at it. It's all nice and brown and all good. But yeah. So obviously the thing that I've clickbaited for the thumbnail of this video is the Third Doctor being overrated in my opinion. But before we get into that, if you haven't liked the stream already, please do that. Can we have a Dodgems? Afraid not, on the basis that like there's not a lot of room, and if I do that, the stream might just die, and I don't want that to happen. But if you guys could share this around, because I'm kind of stuck here, I guess I could sort of. The thing is, I'm terrible at multitasking, so the chances of it actually working out well is slim to none. So if you haven't like shared the stream, please, that's like the most important thing you can do outside of liking it. So if you haven't done that, be very appreciative. But yeah, who else have we got? Obviously Cynical, who's just spamming towel, which is fair enough. And Milan is, oh yeah, 3 is quite overrated, not gonna lie. I like him, but he's just not as good as other Doctors, I hate to say it. 3 is nowhere near as good as 5, as some say. Someone's just counting up numbers, which is kind of fair. Fair enough. Yeah, let's just start with the controversial Doctor Who opinions. If we don't get more people, we don't get more people. That's fine. Okay, so the reason I think the Third Doctor's era is overrated, there's a couple of reasons. I think the first one for me, and the most sort of, the one that I always use in like rankings and things like that, is that I just prefer it personally when Doctor Who is in space. Like, that sounds like a really basic thing, but obviously for budget reasons they decided it would be more cost effective to have the show filmed on Earth. And don't get me wrong, that does have its strengths. Like, it did force them to get more creative, but personally I find the base Under Siege era of the 60s and the sort of horror-esque era of the early Tom Baker years much more entertaining than the sort of military unit-based army runarounds that we kind of get in that era in particular. Like, there are some standouts for me, but in general I just find them, they all sort of begin to blur in my head. And I know that there's some like classic Hugh, people right now who have probably got gun to my head and are literally like ready to open fire and assassinate me for saying this, but I 3 is one of those Doctors I just struggle to really get, and to really get why. I get why, but it's just not my taste really, personally. Let's see what you guys in the chat are saying. I love that Tennant is shoved in front of 11 in your poster. Yeah, that's kind of scummy, but in the Series 5 one, I don't know where you are relative, I think it's that side, he's front and centre because it's the Series 5 poster, which is the best series of modern Doctor Who. Tharries Hit Squad, let's do this. Oh my god, it's already started. I like Earthbound Adventures, especially unit ones. But done sparingly. I do quite like Doctor Who being on exile as a result of the War Games. Don't get me wrong, it's something unique and it's something I'm glad they did, but it's just not my preference. Mum, can we watch Doctor Who controversial opinions with Joe and Evie? Mo, we have controversial Doctor Who opinions at home. Oh, Doctor Who opinions at home. I'm sending that to Joe. That's gonna be great. Series 5 is great. And that's actually something else I'll say. I prefer the 11th Doctor to the 10th Doctor. Another hot take, because 10th Doctor is very popular, at least with general audiences. Stolen Earth and Journey's End are underrated. I disagree. They're like the biggest Doctor Who episodes ever in terms of like their scale. They bring back every character from the era. So I wouldn't say they're overrated personally, but I do think they're great. Ask me my opinions though. See if like there is any other ones. In terms of the new era, this is my because this is what all you guys want to hear. You want to hear my new era? Yes, 13th Doctor. Yes, good. Okay, so new era stuff. I don't like it, but at the end of the day, if all I did was complain about it, it would just be very depressing to have to like film. And I think that personally, this is just my opinion, when you are not into something when you're recording it, and when you're not fully committed to it 100%, and you're just sort of making it for the sake of making it, it really comes across in the final product. That's just how I feel. Well, that's why I don't make constant videos on the current era and why I dislike it. Like, obviously I do video essays, but even those, I kind of try and incorporate other eras and the issues with other eras as well as just the Chibnall era, because otherwise it just becomes bashing on the same thing all the time, and it just becomes very repetitive and monotonous, and I personally just don't really enjoy having to do that. So sometimes when I make a trailer or I make something new era related that's not a critique necessarily, it's mainly just to sort of spice things up a bit, but at the same time I know that you guys like me doing like current era stuff, which is why I do it. So it kind of keeps us both happy. Hi Time of the Whovians, how are you guys doing? I'm guessing it's George. Hello, man. I like Series 1 and 4 are best in my opinion, but Series 5 is fab. But hey, mate, how are you tonight? Yeah, it is George. I'm doing okay. Obviously, school's just broken up. I didn't really have any ideas for videos, so I just thought, yeah, let's do this, I suppose. Do you like the Dewan Master? Yeah, I do. I do agree with some people, though, that, like, I think the Master is definitely a character with an expiration date, in the sense of, I don't think, do you want me to speak a bit closer to the mic? Yeah, I can do that. Hang on. Let me readjust some things here. I don't want to, like, if I can lean a bit backwards. Hang on, if I can do that. I will make it sound better. Hang on. I fixed it. Wait. Okay, this is a bit closer. But I don't want to overpower you guys with, like, noise. But yeah, what are we talking about? Dewan's Master. Yes, I do like Dewan's Master, but I do feel like they've sort of done everything that there is to be done with that character at this point. I don't really know what else you can realistically do with the Master after this, other than just do the same thing again. And I think if I was showrunner personally, I probably wouldn't bring back the Master again, just because I can't really think of what to do with him now after this. Indeed, people who do that is indeed repetitive. Yeah, that's the thing, and I just don't want to be that. Which is why you'll see me sometimes doing more experimental things. Because it stops it from becoming really, I guess, just repetitive to make and repetitive to watch. The Dream Master or the Dream Lord in Series 5 is arguably one of the coolest, like, one-off villains in New Who, in my opinion. Can I be mod? I don't think we currently need any more mods, but if it does start getting toxic, I'll definitely consider it, but I don't think it will. You're right about the Master. Yeah, I like Sacha Dhawan, but I just don't know what else you can do now. It's like we've had sort of, cool calculating Masters, which are your Delgados, your Ainleys. You've had the sort of psychotic ones, which are more like, your Roberts to a certain extent, your Sim, your Dhawan. You've had Missy, which was something completely different entirely. And I just don't know what else there is left, because fundamentally, the Master was conceived as a sort of a James Bond villain type character. That was his sort of role. He was the Moriarty to the Doctor's Sherlock Holmes. But I do think that because it is such a dated is the wrong word, but old concept, I do think that it can only be reinvented so many times. And I suppose you could make the argument, well, a lot of Doctor Who's villains are old and have existed for a long time, but I think the difference with those is that the fans don't really get as annoyed when you reinvent, like, the Cybermen, for example. When people do different stuff with the Master, it's like, okay, it's not the Delgado and Ainley type Master, so it's like, what else do? You can't just keep doing the Delgado and Ainley Master over and over again, because eventually that's just going to get boring. And honestly, I don't think that works for every Doctor. Like, I think John Sim and David Tennant's chemistry works because they are two sides of the same coin. They are both kooky and Mamie. It wouldn't work having a Delgado type Master with Tennant. It just wouldn't work. Same with Whittaker. You know, as much as I don't really like her characterization, at the end of the day, she wouldn't work with a Delgado style Master. So yeah, I do think there are limits to that character, which is why I would say sort of, yeah, I wouldn't bring him back probably. Yeah, the Master only exists because of budget constraints. I mean, I didn't know that, but I know that it was sort of a sort of pantomime villain to begin with. Overrated misspell. No, overrated could be one word, I think. Can't it? Or am I getting that wrong? I might got it wrong, but oh well. I rewatched Sleep No More last night and I agree. Oh yeah, this is about Sleep No More Speakle. Honestly, I think it was good when I watched it, but I don't really remember it too much. Was that the one by Toby Whithouse? I'm pretty sure it was. In Series 9. Honestly, I kind of blur a lot of Series 9 out of my mind. So for that reason, I struggle to remember it. But I'll take your word for it that it's good and that it deserves a sequel. I have an opinion on Clara. I could not stand her in Series 7. Counter opinion to that, I actually think that's her best series. Oh, he wrote Under the Lake. Oh, I thought he wrote... Oh no, he wrote the two-parter. Okay, that makes sense. I think she was actually better in Series 7. Because, at least in Series 7, she was likable to me. Whereas in Series 8 and 9, she's just a bit of a, B-word the whole way through. I can't say that because I want to stay, online. So yeah, let's just say she's a bit of a B-word to Capaldi in my opinion. So for that reason, I prefer Clara in Series 7, personally. Well, this is called the Controversial Doctor Who Opinions. I mean, what did you expect? I mean, you weren't going to agree with everything I said. Sleep No More is really pretty, I think. I honestly, again, can't remember it too much. A lot of love for Sleep No More, though, which is fair enough. After Moffat took over, the series went downhill. I think Series 5 is great. I think the problem with Moffat is that sometimes he'd forget that, other people other than himself would watch the show. Because one of my philosophies is, with this channel in particular, is that if you enjoy it, the audience is going to enjoy it. And that generally holds true. And I think that was Moffat's mentality for most of his run. But it's a bit different because with what I do, let's face it, it's very niche. It's a Doctor Who YouTube channel. It's a very niche thing by design. Whereas with him, he's got a multi-million-pound franchise with millions of fans. So he can't just cater to himself. Generally, I find the things that I enjoy, sort of watching through and editing the most, i.e. the video essays or how to pilot the TARDIS, are the things that you respond to really well as an audience. There are some exceptions to that. I generally think that my most popular video, which is a Jodie Whittaker regeneration one, is really bad. And I kind of wish something would overtake it. But with that having been said, I think sometimes you do just get lucky and you'll have something that you don't think anyone will watch and then it ends up just blowing up. Thoughts on Blink? Good, but is overrated in my opinion. It's one of those, it's kind of built such a reputation around it that I struggle now to rewatch it without thinking, oh, it's called one of the best episodes in Doctor Who history, and I don't really see it as that. Personally, I see it as a great episode, but I don't see it as one of the greats, if that makes sense. I think, personally, I prefer Time of Angels, the Series 5 two-parter. I think that it's the most clever, like, use of them, personally. Like, Blink is very good, but I think I prefer... What's an episode that you have rewatched to death? Turn Left, mainly because I love I love alternate history stuff. Amy's Choice as well. Doctor's Wife, that's another one. To be honest, even the Silurian two-parter, if only because one of my first Doctor Who DVDs was the DVD containing the Silurian two-parter and Amy's Choice, which is another reason why Amy's Choice was one of the ones that I rewatched the most. Time of Angels is the best angel story, no cap, I agree. I love alternate stories, yeah, me too. Yeah, again, I think I agree with you there, Zerg the Emperor. Girl in the Fireplace is one of those ones that I also don't quite get the hype for. Dalek is another great one as well that I do rewatch quite a bit. What else do I rewatch? I've rewatched quite a few. I really enjoy Planet of the Ood. I don't hear that one given much praise. You know, at least compared to the rest of Series 4, which, to be fair, is a really quality series. Yes, I'm already subscribed to Alternate History Hub Milan, but thank you for pointing them out. Father's Day is great. I love Father's Day. My only issue, I guess, with Father's Day is that those things never show up again. If they showed up in the Moffat era, they never stopped showing up. So I do think that retroactively makes it a little less impactful because we know that it's and the CGI, yeah, but I don't really hold Series 1 CGI against it as much as I would with, say, something like Series 12, because Series 12 there are some shots with the dregs that just look awful, but the difference between that and Father's Day is Father's Day was 2005, and this was 2020, but yeah, Father's Day is great. I think that's the only thing that lets it down is that the rules aren't really consistent with it, and I kind of wish they were. It would kind of be like if the Jadoon were the space police when we first meet them, and then when something requires that certain set of skills, they just don't show up, ever again, and you're just oh, okay. Planet of the Ood is beautiful. I agree, is that Elise? Am I saying that right? I hope I am. I hope so. But yeah, I'm rewatching all of New Who at the moment and ranking each episode to make an ultimate list and finding new absolute classics. Fair enough. I think that's a very good use of time, particularly if we're going back into lockdown. Obviously, I don't know where you guys are. Actually, tell me, where are you guys in the world right now? Benny is the timeless child. You know what? Why not? But other Doctor Who opinions that are controversial. I think Series 7 is really good. It's an acquired taste. I think it's better than Series 6. And I think it's definitely stronger than any Capaldi or Whittaker seasons. Or series, in my opinion. London, very nice. What's it like over there? Is it busy, or are you guys sort of locking down again, or... I'm going to be in lockdown Friday too, says Milan. Patrick Millen is in Scotland. Very cool. I hope it's been quite cold here today, so I don't know how it's been for you guys. I know you always get it colder than us. So, UK, nice. Texas. Oh, very cool. Very cool. You guys are from such cool places. Cardiff is cool if you're a Doctor Who fan, but beyond that. I actually have no idea. I spend all my time at home. I can relate to that. Series 6 is my favourite. I like Series 6. I just find it a bit confusing on rewatch. There's still parts of me that just doesn't get that series. What's your opinion on the parting of the ways? An excellent regeneration and finale. One of the better finales for sure. Also, Cardiff has got good theatre shows, to be fair. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Jamie, by the way. Good to know that Joe hasn't completely overworked you since you've managed to make it here. I just adore the Riversong storyline. Yeah, I gotta be honest, Riversong's one of those characters. She worked really well the first time around, and then little by little, I just found myself enjoying her less and less. Maybe it was because of Moffat's, like, over, use of, what's the word? Like, catchphrases and, like, flirting, and it just gets a bit grating after a while. I am no longer soldier for Davis. Rip Conrad. You will be missed. Will we ever get a second part to How to Pilot the TARDIS? Maybe. I am thinking about it. It depends how much you guys want it. Like, that video took a while to get together, but I do want to do other things in that format, for sure. Series 6 is so odd. There's no average episodes. They're really good or really bad. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, I really love Doctor's Wife. But then, like, I can't imagine myself rewatching The God Complex, so... Fave Jodie episode, dare I ask? Good question. Ooh. Favourite Jodie episode? It's tough with that, because it's kind of like, whatever I say, people will go, oh, that's bad. It's like, well, yeah, but, like, it's picking the best of a bad bunch. For me, in terms of the one I've probably... I guess I could go off rewatchability. So I guess on that basis, maybe Resolution? Like, it has the most going on in it, and it feels like it's one of the better paced ones. I think if I have one complaint, it's that it takes too long to get to it actually being a Dalek. It's marketed as being a Dalek episode, and we don't actually see the Dalek in its full form until the very end. So that would be one of my complaints about that story. I get the love for God Complex, but I also don't. Yeah, I love how everyone's just disagreeing with that. Well, that's why it's controversial opinions. Tesla's ep is best of Jodie's era. I do like the Tesla episode, but I do think it is just standard RTD fare. Like, that feels like it could slot into an RTD story and just be one of the middling episodes. So what is that? So I so want to like Jodie, but I feel like Chibnall just tried to make her too much like 11. To an extent, I actually personally see more of 10 in her, but I can see the arguments for 11 when she's eating like grass and it takes you away, I think, so I can see that argument for sure. Rosa is very good in my opinion, best of season 11. I have no idea how I'm going to write the review for Rosa, to be honest. I really don't, because I don't feel like I know enough about the historical context to really base it off of that. But then at the same time, it's so focused on that I don't really know how else to critique it. So, yeah, I don't really know how I'm gonna... Because I don't like it, but I don't really dislike it enough either. It's very strange. What's a villain people like, but you just don't get why? Ooh. Good question. What's a villain? I'm actually looking at my shelf for this. I guess, like, there was a lot of hype around the mechanoids coming back, and I don't really get that. When they were launched in that Dalek trailer. I think... I honestly don't know. I like a lot of the monsters, to be fair. Like, whenever a new monster comes back, I'm like... Or an old monster, I should say. I'm like, oh, cool. I really don't know. Yeah, a lot of people ask about Rosa. Yeah, it's... yeah, like... With Rosa, it's difficult, because... I think I agree with Ali. Is it Elise? I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But I think I agree with you there that it would be better as just a historical. Just get rid of Carrasco, get rid of all the other stuff. Just have it be that the bus goes to the wrong place and that's it. I think that would have been better. I think, in terms of historical episodes, nothing's going to beat Vincent and the Doctor for me. So, fave season of Sarah Jane Adventures. There is a right answer. Oh, that's hard. You know what? I really like the first one. Maybe that's controversial. I don't even know. Because I don't really know enough about this. Like, I haven't rewatched it in ages. Like, I rewatched the first episode for a video and I haven't really touched it since. What's your least favourite Doctor, with the exception of 13? Honestly, probably Davison. And maybe then Pertwee, as I've sort of put in the thumbnail. Or maybe Colin. It's hard to tell because Colin has got something to him that I like. I kind of like a bit of the distance that he has. It's L.E.'s. L.E.'s is right. Cool. Season 3 of Sarah Jane Adventures is superior. Which one is that? Like, what episodes are in it? Like, I genuinely can't remember. Yeah, the pop music doesn't work as well. No, I agree. That needs to be cut out. Just have it be, like, incidental noises. Oh, you've never watched Sarah Jane Adventures? Well, don't feel too bad, because I haven't watched Torchwood yet, so. I'm sorry, I just think that I'm not a huge fan of the Earthbound stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I know he's a dandy, but like, you know, what's your favourite Series 11 episode? Again, probably like Resolution, I'm gonna say. I think Council of Geeks made a good point to why Time Traveller was in Rosa. Racism isn't a thing that's just in the past, it's in the future and the present too. A good point, but again, I think there are other ways you can communicate that without there being a literal space racist. Like, more subtle ways, personally, but... When you say Season 6, do you mean modern or classic? Because modern, I think it's okay. Classic... It's hard to... Season 6 is like the last Troughton season, so for that reason, yeah, I like Season 6 of classic, but modern, I kind of, yeah, I think it's okay. Wedding of Sarah Jane, oh, okay, fair enough, yeah, those are really good. So maybe it is Season 3 for me then, Jamie. Maybe it is. Yeah, okay then, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. What do you, okay, no, screw that. Favorite Classic Who companion? Ooh, that's tough. I always get, like, in a toss-up between Sarah Jane Smith and Jamie McCrimmon. But then Ace is fantastic as well. So it's kind of a three-way split. In that regard, it's a bit of a toss-up between those three. Polly, I don't know. Polly just kind of makes the tea. I don't really get the appeal, really. Jamie is great. Jamie is fantastic. Like, without him, the Second Doctor's era wouldn't work nearly as well. So I think that, yeah, you've definitely got to give Jamie his credit, for sure. What's your favourite part of history? Ooh, a non-Doctor Who question. Favourite part of history? I actually really like the Tudors. It's probably from Horrible Histories, but I really do enjoy that. Also World War II, and it's a very cliche answer, but it's a really interesting period of history. Early Americas, so like 1920s, so you've got like the economic boom and the economic bust of that period. So yeah. I really love Nyssa, Tegan and Adric, but everyone gives me funny looks when I say that. I think the reason a lot of people struggle with that, I think a lot of people feel similarly to how they feel with Ryan, Graham and Yaz, in that 3 is too many, and you don't really get a sense of who they are as characters as much as you probably should. Like, it's not as bad as with Ray and Yaz, because it's classic Who, so it's longer format. But, you know, I think that might be part of the reason why. She doesn't have a lot of time in the TARDIS, plus her and Ben don't have as much time to shine because of the introduction of Jamie. Not complaining though, Jamie is great. That's fair enough. The Tudors was one of my favourite parts of history too. Yeah, I think it might be. Henry VIII is mainly the one who carries that, just because, like, I don't know, some of the stuff that guy got up to, it's like, it's really interesting. 3 companions only worked in the 60s. Yeah, I'd say I agree with that. I think. Yeah. I think so. Or, like, in very rare occasions where the companions have already been established. Case in point, things like Stolen Earth Journey's End, when you've got a bunch of them, but they've already been established, so it works fine. Or things like in Series 6, where you have Amy, Rory, and River. Yeah, he was a bit Jim. But yeah, I kind of find the guy interesting. I really want Romana to show up in New Who. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Oh god, Clara is my favourite classic companion. That is gonna, even though I know that said in a joke, Jamie, that's gonna get some classic Who fans on you. If you could travel back in time to one part of history, what would it be? Mine would be 1950-60. I honestly don't know, for the main reason that if we can't get ramps everywhere now, the idea, you know, the chances of there being ramps anywhere in the past is pretty rare. So, on that basis, can I travel to the future instead? Which classic companion would you like to see in the show again? There's not many left that I would actually want to see. I guess Joe Grant, just because Katie Manning is lovely. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have a desire for anyone else. I guess Ace as well, Sophie Aldred. I can't go to the future. Okay, on that basis, I wouldn't go to World War II, it's just too much war. So, yeah, on that basis, could I just, like, go back a little bit, so, like, the 80s? What's your favourite classic or new episode? Okay, classic, probably Tomb of the Cybermen. New Who, probably Turn Left. Anyone else want to get a big finish of the Fourth Doctor experiencing the Woolly Rebellion? I have no idea what that is. You'll have to fill me in on that. I'd love it if the Doctor visited the Soviet Union. Oh god, yeah, that would be interesting. I think Seven's regeneration was kind of scary. Also, I wish Doctor Who movie companions would return. That would be cool, but I don't think they have the rights to Grace Holloway, which is why we can never have her. Like, that's why she's never turned up in Big Finish either. I get the idea that it does him a disservice because it is kind of an undignified way to go, but I do think as well it helps establish a new tone. Wait, does it? Oh, she referred to it in ITQ08. Okay. Jodie Whittaker, yeah, references the Woolly Rebellion, which is a bloodbath where the sheep rebel against human overlords and renegotiate their contract. Okay. I would be down to see that. Have you listened to any 8th Doctor Big Finish? Yes. Chimes of Midnight. Some of Blood of the Daleks. Something else as well, but I can't remember. If you could meet one historical person from the past, a lot of past questions. I'm liking it though, it's good. If I could meet one historical person, could I just meet Freddie Mercury? Is that a thing I could do? Because, like, I probably would. Seven was such a great Doctor. He deserved a better send-off than getting shot and a subsequent botched surgery. I kind of agree, but, you know, I like that it's different. I would meet Jesus to see if he was real. I mean, that is an effective use of time travel. One thing I always wondered is that, you know, in Back to the Future, they set it for 000, which is like, you know, Doc says is the birth of Christ. So theoretically, he could go back in time and prove whether he existed or not. And even then, like, how would you even do it? Because at that point they start counting, so it would be very strange, and he can't go back any further than that either, because any time before that's considered before Christ, which is weird. I don't know. It's always something I thought of. Have you heard any of Big Finish's non-Doctor Who work? I haven't, but I'd be curious to check it out. It's one of those things with Big Finish. I struggle because I'm a very visual person. I haven't, because I'm a very visual person in the aspect of I struggle to concentrate on stuff that's just audio. Like, there are some audios that I managed to listen through no problem. Out of Time recently, Daughter of the Gods was great. What else have I listened to? Davros is great. Charles Putt made a whole video in response to your 10th Rock video. It wasn't directed at me specifically, because I spoke to him about it because we're good friends. And while I do agree to a certain extent that the human aspect was marketable, I don't think it's the only way personally to make Doctor Who marketable to current audiences, but that's just my opinion personally. What's your favourite movie? Good question. I'm a big Back to the Future fan, obviously. I don't really have one favourite. I just looked a list. Spider-Man's great. All of them, bar Amazing Spider-Man 2, I really like. And they're hard to separate. 1989 Batman, that's great. Wolf of Wall Street, that's good. What else do I like? Darkest Hour was good. What else? I don't really know what else, to be honest. I like a lot of films. Jim for now. Ghostbusters is the best movie. I like Ghostbusters, but I think it's one of those things that you can't turn into a franchise personally. It doesn't have the what's the word I'm looking for? Potential for a sequel that I think other franchises do. Have you listened to any Bernice Summerfield? Not really, but I know of Bernice Summerfield, if that makes sense. I'm aware that she exists. Yeah, that's the problem though. Flurkin's Galaxy, am I saying that right? They've kind of tried to make it a franchise, and I think it is, Any Fave TV shows besides Doctor Who? I like a lot of the old British comedies, so your Only Fools and Horses, your Fawlty Towers, your Vicar Dibleys, they're all great. One Foot in the Grave, that's good. In terms of other stuff, I'm a big Plebs fan as well. Apparently they're doing one last special of that. Not comedies, to be fair, because when I'm not doing Doctor Who, I like to have something uplifting and fun to watch. Humans is a good show. I've said that before. Recently I've gotten into The Boys, binge watched that. That's fantastic. Genuinely, I think one of the best shows that's to come out in the last few years, for sure. And that's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, quite a few actually. Yeah, there's quite a few. Have you ever seen Star Trek? If your first experience with it was the movie, then you should watch the original TV show. I've watched bits of Star Trek. The thing is with my family isn't really sci-fi inclined. I'm the only one who likes that stuff. So it's very difficult, when I was younger, to watch all that stuff. But I could get I could get into that. I definitely want to get into Star Trek. I might make a video. I know some of you guys watch Channel Pet, but I might make a video on a Doctor Who fan's first experience with Star Trek, kind of similar to his first experience with Harry Potter video, or first experience with a Mario game as a Harry Potter. His first experience with a Mario game as a Sonic fan. I might do a similar thing, but with being a Doctor Who fan and watching Star Trek for the first time. Fear Her versus Monsters, Love and Monsters. Oh, Fear Her is worse, although that having been said, I don't think it's irredeemable. I do think there are some ideas in it that I really like. If you had to live with a Doctor Who monster, which one would it be? I guess an Ood, on the basis that they're happy to do stuff for you. and they're kind of cute. So, but Fearhead does have the council, man. I'm reporting you to the council. That you can clip that if you want. Really, the Pertwee era is best in my opinion. You're not gonna like the thumbnail for this one, then, admittedly. Fear her is the ultimate worst. Ooh, someone's been. I don't support Ood slavery. I'd only do it if they were okay with it, not if they were being forced into it. So do you know, like in that short Pond Life, like their Ood's just happy to do what he wants. Like that, I'd be okay with if it wasn't voluntary. Then I'd have a bit more of an issue. I mean, yeah, maybe it is a bit exploitative. I don't know. I'm trying not to. Best to worst Christmas special. Okay, Christmas Carol is the best one. I'm trying to remember the names of all the Christmas all the Christmas specials now. I don't know really. I'll say the best one is definitely Christmas Carol, and the worst one for me would probably be Return of Dr. Mysterio. Oh, actually no, Twice Upon a Time. No, I'm gonna go with Return of Dr. Mysterio. Although then again, Last Christmas. Damn, there is a lot of bad Christmas episodes, isn't there? And also Husbands of Riversong. Actually, no, I'm going to change my mind. Husbands of Riversong. But wait, what if the Ood is under the illusion of choice? In that case, I wouldn't accept it. Only if, like, that was... Also, I'd probably pay it as well, so it wasn't exploitative. And if he was okay with it. Does the End of Time part 1 and 2 count? I don't know whether... Elise, you've just put a dagger through my heart. That was my first Doctor Who story. I'm getting a bit emotional, not gonna lie. Hello, Blobfish. How are you doing, man? Yeah, I know, man. I don't stream very often, but I'm glad you're here too. Return of Doctor Mysterio needed a follow-up. Did it, though? Did we really need to see that? I don't think we did. The Christmas Invasion, The Runaway Bride, Voyage of the Damned, The Next Doctor, A Christmas Carol, The Doctor, The Widow and the Wardrobe, The Snowman, The Time of the Doctor, Last Christmas. I mean, Christmas Carol is way too low down on that list for me. Like, it's so good. But yeah, fair enough. I don't know, I really like The Next Doctor for some reason. It's very underrated. I agree. I do agree. Opinions on the Moon Base. From what I've seen of it, because I haven't managed to complete it, it's not as good as Tomb, but then nothing was going to be as good as Tomb. Still good, though. Yes, because the villains got away in which episode? You don't even pay Willock, so I doubt you'd actually pay the Ood. Yeah, true. What was your first Doctor Who story? It was Next Doctor, so I was a little bit in front of you, but not by a lot. Planet of the Dead was one of the follow-ups though that I saw. So, did you see the Faceless Ones animation? I haven't. I know that they changed it up quite a bit. So that's interesting. Okay, Dahlia, you do you, man. The only bit of Doctor Mysterio I like is the joke about Spider-Man dying of radiation poisoning. Yeah, that was a good joke. Oh yeah, the villains of Return of Doctor Mysterio do get away. They kind of just... Don't they reuse them from Last Christmas? Or am I, like, facilitating that memory? If the world was ending and you had all Doctor Who box sets, which one would you grab before you went into Donald Trump caricature man cave bunker thingy? Okay. How many can I pick? Which one? Thing is, I love Series 5. You all know that. It's my favourite. But if we're talking about sheer quality, I'd have to go with the Series 4 one. I think, personally. Especially if it included the specials. Like, that would just be a no-brainer, personally. They reused them from Husbands of Riversong. Yeah, I thought so. When would you say the Cybermen started going downhill in terms of both the classic series and New Who series? Okay, so for Classic Who, it was after Troughton. Uh, and for New Who, it was ever since Rise of Cybermen Age of Steel. Did you know today is Nothing Stutter Day? No, I didn't. Hot take, I hate the 11th Doctor. How dare you? How dare you? Unsubscribe, quite frankly. Leave this channel. I see Tom's a Troughton fan too. Yes, very much so. Love a bit of Troughton. Oh, someone beat me to it. Wait, what was that in reference to? I'm not sure. Oh no, Elise! You've made Elise cry. What have you done? Tom said it. He said the line. Yeah, you guys happy now? No, Blobfish. I need the subscribers. Okay, don't leave. I'm begging you. Oh, hey Adam Martin, how you doing? Thoughts on season 7? John Pertwee's first contender for my favourite classic season. I don't know whether you saw the thumbnail for this, but I'm not a massive Pertwee era fan. I think Spearhead from Space is a good introduction, and I like Inferno, but beyond that, I think it's okay. I don't like the 4th Doctor. Jeez, you guys are coming out with more controversial opinions than me. Oh no, Blobfish, don't leave. You should stream a game of Among Us. Maybe I'll do that for a follow-up, but I'm kind of enjoying just talking to you guys for now. Hot take, I love all the Doctors. Fair enough. That is a good way to be. Yeah, Adam, I think if I do go on your podcast, which by the way, I could be going on the podcast. I don't know whether I was meant to reveal that, but too late. Yeah, I think we're going to disagree on that a little bit. But yeah. Interesting thing about Season 7 is that I like Series 11. It had no... Isn't it interesting is that I like it, even though Series 11 also had no recurring villains. I think with like Season 7, the Pertwee season though, it's just that it's a lot, like the characters are a lot better developed. I think that's the core difference. Hot take, I love the Doctors all equally. I mean, that's a lovely sentiment, but I think we all have our little biases to some things. I don't know. Also, hot take, I hope they make all non-Jodie stuff non-canon. That's fair, man. I don't know what it is about the 3rd Doctor's era, I just love it. You know what, that's fair. Like, that's what's great about Doctor Who, is that we can all have completely different thoughts on different eras of the show, and it's all completely valid. I would say the 4th Doctor. Yeah, it's a lot better than Series 11, but Season 7 is no recurring villains done right. But 8 is half human. Yeah, we kind of don't talk about that. Yeah, we kind of forget that exists. Actually, you guys, because I haven't got an updated Discord link in the description, I haven't changed it for like a long time. So on that basis, I'm going to send you guys a link if you guys want it. If you guys haven't joined the Discord server, now is your opportunity. It's where we talk about all things Doctor Who. We could do with some new members, so come on in. I'll send a link in the chat there. But now I'm going to read some of your questions. Should Joe Martin really be the next Doctor? I think that's the best result of a bad situation. I think you can use either link, so it's fine. Series 7 wasn't that good. It is, if it wasn't for the 11th Doctor being in there, it'd be straight up bad. I disagree. What is Tharries? That is a good question. That is a damn good question. Jim, just for Jim, which Doctor Who monster could you beat in a fist fight? Not many of them, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a pretty weak boy, but I would have to say probably the adipose, because they're literally just little blobs. I reckon I could kill a Zarbi. That's something I didn't expect to be saying tonight. What is all the revelations in the Timeless Children was only half of a wider plot? What if Chibnall is going to blow our minds in Series 13, revealing more? That could well happen. But what I will say is that as it currently stands, I don't particularly like the revelations that we got. I saw your podcast with Ace. so I know that I disagree with Ace somewhat on these things. And I'm, some people consider me the edgy Ace creeper, which is why I say the more controversial things, which is why this stream is so perfect, because it's literally me just venting all my different weird opinions to you. But yeah, I don't like it as it currently stands, but it could turn into something better, I guess. Tom can run over run over an adipose, exactly. I could be an adipose. Moffat already did that with the Great Intelligence. We don't want 30th Doctor bumping into a load of Claras. I agree, actually. I wouldn't want another jumping into timeline thing. Yeah, everyone seems really chill tonight. It's very, very cool. Very cool. Everyone's really cool in here today. I don't know whether anyone else is anyone else live doing anything. Let me have a look, because I know Ace was live yesterday? Question mark. Nope, I don't think anyone else is live, so it's just me occupying all this space. Look, it's great. The Master is my favourite villain. I like the Master. I don't really know what else you can do with him though. What is the blue thing behind you? Is it the TARDIS? I'm afraid not. It is literally just my wardrobe. It's just one of the cheap plasticky ones. What else was I going to... I was going to say something and it's gone. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, did you know that only a fraction of my audience is actually subscribed? No, I'm not going to let you... I'm not going to make you sit through all that. But I'm trying really hard to get to 3k subscribers by the end of the year. That is the goal. So if we could get to that, I would be ever so grateful. My favourite villain is the Cybermen. Mine too. In fact, if you haven't seen my Cyberman video essay, I'm going to ask one of the wrenches to put it in the chat, because it's my favourite video I've ever made. Which master is there? Which master? There is 7 of them. I think Elise just meant the master in general. The guy who invented McRib is my favourite Doctor Who villain. Fair enough. The McRib is definitely unhealthy at McDonald's, even though we don't get it in Britain. I will hack your channel like I hacked Pups. It would have been better if Peter's Doctor sacrificed himself for Donna Noble to become a female Doctor than the half, insert word Wade Chibnall did with Whittaker. I guess that could work, yeah. It's weird with the gender thing, 'cause it's always going to happen at some point. We gotta face that fact. But I don't think they really capitalized it as much as they should have. They should have made it part of the arc a bit more, I think, personally. Not to an annoying degree, but I think there are things you can do with it. Kind of like how with Capaldi, he questions if he's a good man. You could have 13 question if she's the same person anymore. The Master eat 4 people, did he? Oh yeah, he eats 4 people in at a time. Can you guess what my favourite thing is? Scarves? Judging by the name. Who's actually the best Doctor? Best Doctor, and why is it Professor Paradox from Ben 10? Oh god. I don't know, it is though, isn't it? Dinner time. Tharries is based and red pilled. Is red pill the good one? I hope so. Imagine Derek Jacobi as hungry end of time master. That would be terrifying. Let's not kid ourselves here. If Derek Jacobi jumped towards you, you would be terrified. Really scared. Apologies if you hear any background noise, by the way. Yeah, it's the good one. Okay, cool, we're good. Yeah, the Master in general. Anthony Ainley is maybe my fave, but I fancy John Sim and Michelle Gomez. So they're up there, fair enough. Whoa. Okay, Adzinko. Calm down, this is a PG-friendly stream right here. The Master being hungry was so sad, but it can't be helped. Actually, the piece you did on the Timeless Children making the Doctor a God was, by my estimation, your best essay. That's fair. I got a bit of heat for that one, not because of the statement as such, but because I didn't clarify the chosen one aspect. So let me clarify that here. What I meant by chosen one is that in Ghost Monument, I see what they say as a prophecy, because the Doctor isn't aware of it till that point, and neither is the rest of the universe. So it's foretelling events to come, like a prophecy for a chosen one. So that's why I personally think that it's, the Doctor's also a chosen one as well as a god. I hope that clears that up. Oh my god, yes, I need Missy in 13. I honestly can't see how it would work. I don't think they'd get along, to be honest. Azinko the Master also ate. Okay. Okay then. Midnight Chimes disagrees. Michelle Gomez is my fave. Imagine her versus 13. I can't quite picture it, like how they would interact. It's quite an interesting prospect, though, I will say that. I want Aaron Lawrence to be the next Doctor. I'm not sure who that is. Is the thumbnail for this video correct, by the way? Is it still the old one? No, it is the new one. Okay, cool. Because I saw on the Discord notification that it was the old thumbnail, and I'd hoped that it did change over since then. Hopefully it did. I'm jealous of the people the Master ate. Okay, cool. I don't really know how to respond to that. Ainley's Master was gleeful in his evil. It made him more potent, more centered. Yeah, I like Anthony Ainley's gleefulness. Live stream you going into town and running over people with your wheelchair. Depends how many new subscribers we can get from this stream. Also, the odds of the same Time Lord being the Doctor and the origin of regeneration is extremely unlikely, making it more like a chosen one. Exactly. That's nice. I agree with that entirely, 100%. It's one of those things with Timeless Child. Everyone's got their own opinion on it, but to say that one's invalid, I don't agree with. At the end of the day, people have said, oh, well, that you've missed the entire point of it. And my response to that is always, they may not have intended to make the Doctor a god, but that doesn't change the fact that they still made the Doctor a god. Whose TARDIS do you think is better? The Doctor's or the Master's? It can be from any era of the TV. I guess the Doctor's, on the basis that, the Doctor's seems a lot more versatile, and also the Master's had so many different ones that they probably all break down or die, so I'm going to say the Doctor's. Would Missy's line in Series 9 about the Doctor being a little girl make Dewan's Master before Missy in his timeline? Nah, it's been confirmed that Dewan takes place after, in an audio series for Big Finish, so there you go. And I know people say, well, Big Finish, actually, it isn't canon, but I think it's canon, personally. That's how I've always seen it. 11, that's my favourite TARDIS. My favourite TARDIS interior is McGann's. I think McGann's looks beautiful. It's the only TARDIS console I've actually interacted with in real life as well, so there is that. Wait, I thought they all did the teleport thing. What's that in reference to? I don't know. Favourite YouTubers? Oh, that's a good question. That's a nice one. Okay. Harbour Worms, for one. Obviously, I've known him since, when he had, 1,000 subscribers. Lovely guy. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And also, just a fantastic creator. Anyone I've had on the podcast, to be honest. Davis, obviously, as well. Yes, Jim, of course. But you've disassociated with him. But then again, we do need a soldier for Tharries. So I'm just saying, if you're looking for a new occupation, I'm just saying the offer's on the table. Not that you have to take it. Who else do I like? Clever Dick Films. He's really good. Love his documentaries. Obviously got Ace Creepers. I love so many of them. Philip Hawkins as well. We both have a similar view count. Yeah, there's so many that it's hard. I watch a lot of different YouTubers. Oh, Harry, yeah, of course. God, yeah, I'm about Harry. Harry's Moving Castle, obviously. Yeah, there's just too many to even name that I watch just on such a like this community is just so full of talent. Time of the Whovians as well. Yeah, I see you. Like there's so much talent. Cynical Who as well, obviously a good friend of mine. There's so much talent, both big and small. I generally think we are one of the most talented fandoms. Like some of the fan content is just insane. Who Chaser as well. Crispy Pro is another good one. Crispy Pro is great. Who else? There's so like I can't even. Confused Adipose obviously as well. It's great. We're a great fandom when you ignore Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Like this now has been lovely because like even the ones doing the more trolly comments I know are just having fun, and I know them, so it's fine. But this is just lovely. You guys are great. It would have made more sense if the Master was the Timeless Child. I agree. He would have also had no real reason to destroy the Time Lords. There was no reason for the Fury if it was the Doctor. I think the idea they were going for was that he despised the fact that there was a part of the Doctor in him because he hates the Doctor, I guess. I don't know, it's not really explained very well, so that's just me guessing a bit. DW 2012 has done some fine stories. I agree. I do like TW 2012 quite a bit. Although I will say I'm really excited for Who Chaser Purple Doctor's new stuff. I can't wait for that. The Doctor, oh no, I'm not reading that. Hatzinko. Like, you're gonna get me demonetized. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know whether you guys can do this yet, but apparently it's enabled. You can join the channel now, which I think gives you like perks. I don't know. I just got an email from YouTube being like, oh yeah, you can do this now. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah. And obviously also super chats are available, but I'm not going to, tell any of you guys to do that because it is obviously, you can't yet. Why did I get sent an email about it then? Genuine question. I'm a bit confused by that. And like, how do I activate it? Because whenever I try to activate it, it said everything was enabled, so I'm a bit confused. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I got an email about it. Maybe I should contact Team YouTube about that because I generally don't know. What to do to sort of enable that. Ask Pup. Yeah, I probably will. I probably will at some point. Channel Pup is the mentor figure in my life. In terms of YouTube, at least. Pup says, I will epically get a guaranteed read if I give him money. Well, I mean, that's just, fair enough. You gotta make that bread, that money, that paper somehow, But yeah, what else was I gonna say? I'm working on some new stuff. Adzinka will know. Obviously, Adzinka can't say anything yet. But we're working on some new stuff. I've got a lot of new ideas, and I'm going to be trying to work on some stuff over half term. Definitely some Dalek stuff to tie in with the revolution of the Daleks, for sure. Not just stuff to do with revolution itself, but also to do with the Daleks in general. So keep your eyes out for that. Maybe it was a one-time experience, but it happened. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Oh, the Doctor. Oh yeah, okay, I'm not gonna... sorry, Dino 2012. I have faulty temporal coordinates. Who Chaser is always interesting. I agree. Who Chaser is very talented. Very, very talented. Yeah, there's so many. It's hard to really quantify. Like, it's weird to me now that people consider me part of it, in a way. It's kind of mind-blowing that I'm part of that community that I've grown up loving. I do love that fact, though. It's something that does bring me a lot of joy. When I get invited onto podcasts and little things like that. Tharries waiting for everyone else to talk because he doesn't want to read my comment. It's not so much that, I'm just in fear of like getting taken down by YouTube for your stuff. Jody did say it was Revolution of the Dalek, but that was a mistake on her end. The full title is Revolution of the Daleks. I feel like I'm itching my nose a lot. I've just got an itchy nose, but it's like, I feel like you guys are probably going to pick up on it if I don't say. So, yeah, DW 2012 is good. I guess, like, yeah, obviously I've dabbled in the audio sort of stuff. I've not done very well, admittedly. The 2 audios are available on YouTube to watch that I've done. They're not. I'm not voicing the Doctor or anything. I just wrote them and got other people to do it. But you know, they were my first attempts, so they were quite a while ago. They were made. But I would like to do more creative stuff like that at some point in the future, for sure. Dahlia, you my favourite. Hey, look, there you go, Dahlia. You made a new friend. Who else is doing stuff? Yeah, I think that's basically I'm up to date with chat. I'm gonna say much else. Okay, other Doctor Who things. Doctor Who-ness. Oh yeah. The annual came out, and apparently there was some cool concept art in that. I'm not gonna have another opportunity to mention it, so I might as well mention it here. It looks pretty good. Better than what we got. Minecraft. Don't touch your face. Tharries does it anyway. Yeah, Put pointed that out. That was pretty good. In my Minecraft video. Oh, that was earlier this year. That was ages ago now. Yeah. I think, though, I'm going to wrap it up soon, unless you guys have got questions for me. Unless you guys have got any burning desires that you want me to answer, then I will suffice best I can. It's a joke because the Yorkshire accent just slurs out. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Fair enough. I have a question. Why are you red-pilled? I don't know. Dahlia makes a friend on this stream, and I get called the most annoying person ever on Pup's live stream chat. Well, you know what they say. Actions speak louder than words. Moffat versus Russell. Overall, Russell. Future of the channel. It not dying. Hopefully, no. I'm joking. Probably more in universe stuff. Probably more in universe stuff. Sorry, someone just opened the door. More in universe stuff. Sure. I want to do. I've got a new series idea. More video essays. So yeah, just more stuff, really. It feels good. Never a truer word spoken. Thank you. Alright, well I think that wraps everything up. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you soon, in theory. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you later.